Well, it was fun while it lasted. The rain is coming. It's like 6 degrees out right now. And all the snow is turning to slush. And the benefit is I don't have to necessarily wear my gloves while I'm out and about, because it is no longer well below freezing. One of those times where I can keep my hands in my pocket. And now is that an Alanis Morissette song?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Dealing with something on the phone. I wanted to vlog out here, so I'm doing one. He wanted to sit down and like rest his back for something, so I was, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I've got my prescription for my tattoo thing, and hopefully it seems like a 4-week thing. So the doctor said get back to me in 4 weeks. So if we'll look at how the changes happened. I was like, dude, I don't know. I mean, if it drastically changes, then I'll be able to tell. But I can't necessarily tell that there was redness on there to begin with. So if the redness goes away, I may be using Aaron's eyeballs, his color detection. So funny. He may not be able to see very long distances or at night, but I need him for color detection. His eyes are still useful for something. Like Taliesin and Evitel had a thing about 9.0.5 last night, and they're saying, now here are the new mailboxes for Orbos. And I'm like, you mean the 2 that are on the map? Aaron's like, no, there's one over there and one over there. I'm like, I do not see it. He even walked up to the screen and pointed them out. I could not see the color on the screen. And the television's not color corrected. If I was on my phone, maybe I could see them, but yeah. Anyways, I'm heading into Oost, and I say that weirdly, but it's sort of like when people live on the outer edges of a city and they say, well, I'm going to head into Amsterdam. And you're like, but you live in Amsterdam. Well, I live on the very northeast edge. I live in Oost, but the thing is I'm going on the bus to get into the pharmacy, and then we're going to go by that Albert Heijn and stuff, so, and get all the tacos. It's been a while since I've been into that Albert Heijn. They got a little bit of different stuff. Oh, yeah, at least we know where they got all the taco goods and boozers. All right, so I just got back, or just got out of the, I picked it up from the little machine thing. That dude just drove through a crosswalk. To be fair, it was probably a taxi. They have a weird bit of rules and they can go in weird places, and it's just when you have a lower layer of ice that has a bit of snow on it, and then that gets slightly rained on and then freezes over and then gets rained on again, that's when the terrorizing thing happens. The funny thing is, this is the kind of shit that I'm used to for snow. Anyways, it looks like betamethasone. I'll figure out more when I get home. It's a tube cream, so I'll put it on I'll figure out what the directions are. But I've thoroughly determined that I do not have that magical quality that gets people engaged on the videos. I saw someone share their YouTube video to Facebook and was immediately shared by 3 other people that I'm friends with. And I've noticed that when I share videos, it gets a like by my Patreon supporter. I don't have a quality, and I don't know what it is, but whatever. Maybe because I'm not begging, I'm not charismatic, I don't know. But that's just generally the overall problem, is I see people just having a gas and loving other people's videos and then completely ignoring mine, but then being supportive after the fact that I've already flipped out. Maybe it's the fact that I am flipping out, that I'm not necessarily happy with my life and I express things. Who knows? I'll never get it. I'll never understand, because nobody can explain it. They just, we're here for you if you need us. And I'm like, you're only here for me when I need you. But other than that, I'm relatively ignored. So, got enough of that at home, I guess. I mean, I'm just so holistically awkward
I don't really understand a lot of things. I don't understand why people do things the way they do. Why are the people in Germany so much more shared around than I am in the Netherlands? Is the Netherlands that boring? Am I that boring? Am I that uninteresting? Is it just way too much information to put out? According to my analytics, my videos are not shared at all by anyone. Because I can account for all the single times that I've shared one. Probably why I shouldn't have went back and checked up on Facebook. It was just going to lead to more overall depression about things that I matter not much to the other social media, so I might as well just give all my attention here until, because I got like at least 5 people here, but we'll just have to wait for football to start back up. Yesterday's video, I don't know the analytics on it, it's not even up yet. It's premiered, but like that does anything. I'm going to be sitting at home with that premiere going live, and nobody's going to be in the chat room. I'm going to be sitting there for 2 hours doing... And yeah, my little, I guess we'll call it a social experiment, was relatively good. I could definitely tell that in the videos when I edited them, I was generally cheerier, was happier, less worried. Still had all the normal stressors like Aaron and him waking up late and doing all that sort of jazz. But I was walking out, I was experiencing new stuff. And that's the idea of, my therapist was talking about, I have an appointment tomorrow, of novelty. That I hadn't actually done anything new, and here comes the ice, and now it's like I get to walk on the slopes. I get to go see what the world looks like, in a frozen state. I mean, it's totally true. We did have, freezy, icy practices. There was a time where I think our field closed down because the ice was just too bad. But that was definitely 2018 to 2019. Going back in and seeing that, as I fretted a couple weeks ago or a week ago, that it's not social media, it's me. The people on social media breeze over me until I angst out loud, and then suddenly they're all there. And someone brought up the joke that, like, you look in Star Trek Nemesis, and Worf, who left his ambassadorship on Kronos, traveled all the way from Kronos to Earth to do the whole thing with Troy and Riker's wedding. But during his wedding on Deep Space Nine, the only person from the original crew of the Enterprise to show up was Miles O'Brien, and that's just because he worked at Deep Space Nine, which is not really turning into an experiment anymore. It's going to turn into kind of a way of life. I seemed like I was generally happier during my time away from Facebook and Twitter, and I wasn't completely away from it. My finger still sat down on my computer, opened up Chrome, and was like face, enter, and I'd see a post or two. Yeah, I've got folks, I've got someone that on Facebook that, is like, oh yeah, dude, don't go dark on me. I watch all your stuff, I love it. Nobody ever comments. I mean, the people that are on my Facebook don't comment. The people that are on here do comment. So that was the idea of spend more energy here. So I guess my little social experiment proved, at least initially true, that my Facebook friends are by and large very insulated people. It's very strange to say and think about, but they have their little groups that they like. Like, the analytics for Google Analytics are very good. Aaron trusts them a lot, and mine aren't shared. But I don't ask people to share because I believe in much more about free will and not ordering people or asking. They should be of their own volition. I don't beg for Patreon stuff. My Patreon, what is the singular of that? The person on Patreon does it of his own volition. I didn't make him do it. you know, and he gets stuff every once in a while. I'm just not very good at it because I'm giving it to one person, and most of the time I send them direct messages. I don't have a group of people. But, you know, I don't enforce it very well. I don't say, well, it helps the channel because Aaron makes butt tons of money. And Matt gives the stuff, but, you know, but in terms of like novelty, the last couple days are great. I got novelty, I got icy, I got frozen stuff, but I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna start live streaming. That's why I media marked. And I'm worried about the thing. While I was in Albert Heijn, I got a fucking mail. And I'm waiting for my bus. You know, they canceled the C2C cable, and I was like, oh no, did they cancel everything? And I have to sign in. I'll sign into my media marked at home. But yeah, like I said, I'm waiting for my bus. We'll talk more at home, see what the media mark thing does. I've had like 9 fucking ideas happen through my head right now, and I don't know what I've said about what.
Okay, so I had to get this stuff to warm up a little bit because it was cold in the backpack from like the long walking and stuff. So what I was using for a while was this stuff. It's just scar cream. And that was to see if I could get all this scar stuff to go away. But apparently that wasn't working, so now I have that. So I love it when the cap allows you for that. And I looked up, because they're like, use the fingertopsstripjes. It's the Dutch term, and I was like, my fingertips? No, they mean these. So basically I thought I couldn't hold that very well. It's a bit awkward, I know, but I just basically go down to the first line and just apply. Whew, yeah, that's medicinal. So it's not too thick, but not too thin. The itching should go away in a couple hours. That's a good sign. But I'm only going to do this once a day. I'm going to try to do it in the early or the later afternoon after all my work and stuff is done, and I can deal with it the rest of the night but not be annoyed by sleepy seep stuff. Let's see what this does per day. You know, once per day we'll see how this works. Now I gotta wash the hand really hard with soap because this is a corticosteroid. Just like you guys know. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes. I can feel a little tingly. Not in my finger, not in the hand. Just on the shoulder. I don't really want to touch it because it needs to soak into the skin. But it, you know, that strong medicine smell. But yeah, so I was just thinking about all the various things that I was talking about on the walk backs and stuff, and I'm just like, every so often, like, I've noticed in my life I get this like little dips where I'm like, it's more of us a fed up with, and I'm fed up with like giving. I'm still going to be doing it. It's in my nature to do that, just everywhere for all the things, but there's some places I tend to give energy to that don't know I exist. I talk about people, I mention them, sometimes I'll link to their channel, sometimes I'll bring up something I saw cool in their video, or hey, this is really fun, but I watch all of their stuff and it's like I don't exist. It's true. They exist to me, but I don't exist to them. Sometimes you have to realize that reciprocation is not a thing the world likes. The golden rule is not a thing much anymore. Do unto others as you would have done to you. But I guess it's time to realize that these people are in the reverse. Do unto me others as you would have done to you. We'll see. Hopefully it'll get fixed. Maybe that'll bring up my cheery mood.